So I saw in my previous video, I had a really interesting comment. It was, you should do a run where it's pure bomb synergy. It's like, it's the best the bomb you can get, right? And I was like, you know what? That's a great idea. I agree. That sounds like a great idea. And so my thoughts instantly went to, okay, but how can I break the game? And so I think I found a way. In the same mod that allowed me to break the game by giving myself 2 to the 8 orbs, it allowed me to do that. And the way it allowed me to do that was it allowed me to change the value on my Alchemist Cookbook from a 7% chance to refresh to a 100% chance to refresh. And, well, it does not seem like, actually that seems like a huge difference, and as you can tell, it absolutely just basically makes, after 1 or 2 refreshes, just everything on the pegboard be bombs. And so, while I did originally intend to do bob orbs for this, I noticed a few key issues with it. And they seemed kind of small at first. But the way what was happening in my tests was like, I was deleting the entire board, so quite often I couldn't actually do anything because, well, there was no pegs for me to actually hit. And so that was one of the issues I was running into. The other issue I was running into was, or this wasn't an issue, but I started using the ether wheel to circumvent that. And I noticed that it was actually generating far more bombs than the bob orb actually was, because it was able to refresh the boards consistently. And so I decided to go with just a bunch of refreshing orbs so that I can get way more bombs. And here we go. And it does stuff like that. I'm considering this challenge, or this isn't even a challenge, this is a modification. I'm considering this modification less of a break my... how do I put this? Less of a... More of a, how many bombs can I get on the screen at one given time? And how fast can I break my sound for? That, a while. The answer is a while. I can break my sound for a while. But yeah, that's... When you're able to refresh it that many times, it's really fun. And it's also a thing where sometimes the bombs never even show up because they just refresh and get blown up instantly again. So it's just even better on that front. Six damage. I wonder, I don't think that matters. I really wanted to also, one thing I really wanted to, but it wasn't letting me, was, I was trying to change the bomb damage from 50 to 31, so that it would end up being 1 damage after the Alchemist Cookbook and Rinka Bobulator took effect, so which are the minus 15 damage for previously thrown bombs can now be refreshed, and pegs up 7% chance to be refreshed into bombs, but also minus 15 on that. So I did want to do that. Oh, there we go. The bombs didn't even show up there, but they just got thrown. Sounds reasonable to me. But yeah, I wanted to do it so it was 1, and then I was going to add Smoke Mod, which I do have now, just so I could track the sheer amount of blind I was giving off. And I did also give myself a bit of leeway, because when you're talking about hitting this many bombs every single time, on the 3rd stage, you're kind of getting completely obliterated by red bombs every single time. Because if you find a map that is a red bomb central thing, right, you're kind of taking about, like, you're kind of taking like 60 or 70 damage a shot. So I gave myself just a way to survive that with the oboe, the infernal ingot, and the popping corn. It's a little bit of a workaround, but I think that's better to do it this way than just not be able to finish the third stage. So that's my reasoning why I have that. The bombs were on the screen for like a quarter of a second. I saw the animation of them go off. Wow. There it goes. This is so gratifying to me because this floor is the worst floor. I hate this floor, and it just feels so gratifying for me to just have 5 seconds of bombs go off here, right? Like, you can't deny that is a good feeling to have. Just instantly obliterating everything on the map. And breaking your sound at the same time. I'd love to honestly get, I find all of these just completely abusing the game modifications I've done to just be absolutely so much fun. And I'm gonna try and see if I can't incorporate that into some other games here soon. Because I think I can maybe find some much more interesting ways to abuse games. Because now that I've opened my eyes to the modding world and how dangerous mods can be in the right hands, or not really dangerous, but how much it opens up, I'm really excited to see what I can accomplish by completely obliterating game engines such as this one. And goodbye, map. I did not miss you. Also, how did it just do 1200 damage? Oh my god, it did 1200. Not to mention the fact that it just obliterated everything. I do wish I got the demon wall for this fight, but, because who doesn't want to see, like, that is probably the best one. So what I'm actually going to do is, I am going to show this boss fight, but I'm also going to loop back around later on and show you a separate variant of the same fight, just incorporated with the demon wall, because I think it's too good to mess up. In my tests, I ran into it, and I thought it was so amazing I have to show you guys. I wonder if it's going to die. It had 147 bombs. It had 147 blind. Ah yes, the demon wall. It is time for the perfect thumbnail potential here. And I even bumped it up to Crucible 7 just so that we can really get a magnificent view of all of these bombs and how much damage it is going to do. Isn't this a wonderful sight? Just a pure screen of bombs. And now they're all dead. And so is the demon wall. Alright, back to your usual programming. In one shot. That's awesome. That is absolutely wild. And here we go. Now we're on to the dangerous part. The part that I'm actually scared of. And that's the red bombs. I have tested it a bit with just like half the healing, but I gave myself an extra infernal ingot on top of the popping corn and the oboe now. So I'm hoping that's enough. I don't have a ton of faith, but we can dream, right? Also, I did get the QR code boss, which is the better of the two bosses for me because of how many pegs there are in close proximity. I'm kind of, I love this. Just absolutely obliterating everything about any enemy here, including my audio. And here we go. Okay. Now it's the dangerous time. This is the dangerous part. Took 42 damage. Heal there. I do heal up to 84, but goes right back down to 42. So that's not great. 24. Nice. Got 51 now. So that's not bad. A little bit more confident. I don't think there's as many red bombs here, so it's reasonable. It's at least more reasonable. Just gonna get rid of that shot so that everything's on the map here. And it looks like I'm actually going to end off with mostly full health, which I'm glad, because I think with just popping corn, my game probably would have ended there. Just because, like, that amount of red bombs is kind of hard to deal with in a normal run. Much less one where you're dealing, like, throwing this many bombs all at once. And I'm just gonna go straight for the end here. If I can actually navigate. Oh my... How did I do that? How did I miss 2 shots on an empty board is the real question here. I think this is the way with the elite, and I do want to go to the elite. I really want it to be the invisible one. Oh, there wasn't an elite on this floor at all. That could have been an elite. I could have taken my revenge. If there's any chance for revenge. Oh no, I passed it. I did want to actually fight that. Because maybe it would have given me an elite fight. Oh, this is gonna break my audio. I guarantee it. Yeah, that broke my audio. Yeah, it broke my audio a bit. Oh my. And looks like same thing's gonna happen here. A lot of red bombs, so I'll just try and pause this one so that I'm just able to kill everything in one shot right afterwards. And it's time for the QR code. And let's see. Now I'm excited. I'm excited to see how much this is. There it goes. I think I think maybe I won. Maybe. Let's see. 173. Oh, it didn't even end. There wasn't even an ending noise. It broke so bad. But anyways, that was me breaking the absolutely living crap out of Peglin by using a ton of bombs. And if you have any other suggestions on how I can mod the game, I'll try and get to them. And then I'll even try and get to some ways I can break the game a bit in some of these other games, because this is really fun. So hang around.